in the boxing world. Things have moved on quite a lot in the heavyweight discussions in the last few weeks, namely Tyson, obviously, and Deontay Wilder. So what's the sort of state of play from where you are on the Wilder-Fury rematch?
Well, negotiations are going on at the moment. As we all know, the WBC have ordered the fight to take place, and if we can't agree terms, it's on a 60-40 basis in Wilder's favour. But I expect us to agree terms. You know, I think that as we did the first time round, there's a willingness to do the fight. It's the most lucrative match for Tyson. It's more money in that than fighting Joshua. So that's the direction we're in. And it's an easier fight to make because the parties want to make it happen.
What sort of dates and venues are we looking at? Because a lot of the financial side of things, as I understand it, is if it's in America, basically the fighters make more money, don't they?
Yes, because you've got the American pay-per-view, and you know their American pay-per-view is around $75 to $100, depending what it's fixed at. But that's you know, and that's big numbers. You know, Tyson's last fight done 325,000 buys in the States, which was more than Golovkin's debut. I think it's nearly double what Golovkin did. It's more than, it's around what Alvarez did against Liam Smith, and a couple of these fights. So it's all pretty good.
And is that where it looks like it's going?
That is where the most lucrative angle. I'd like it to be in England, but you know, it takes two to tango, and we're working on that at the moment.
Because the talk afterwards was wanting it to be in England because of the judges, right?
Well, that's something that's another part of the negotiations. I mean, it was very poor judging, and we certainly don't want to be in that position again. You've got to make sure that doesn't happen. We want all neutral judges. Don't want any American judges, no British judges. We want completely neutral judges.
And what sort of dates are we looking at now?
Judge. Sorry?
And what sort of dates are we looking at now?
I would think the fight's going to be sort of late April, May. If we can agree terms.
Because that April is looking busy already, isn't it? There's a few fights going on there.
Well,
Amir Khan's got the fight as well.
Yeah, and there's also the Mexican weekend, first weekend in May. Alvarez is fighting Jacobs, so it's quite busy at the moment.
Yeah, so somewhere, well, I guess, yeah, like you say, April 27th. It's a free weekend. Is that
maybe that or in as I say, or in May. But the bottom line of all of it is that, you know, this is a real serious fight. You know, we all see the first one. We was all enthralled by it. It was exciting. It was dramatic. You know, comeback of the year as far as Ring Magazine's concerned. Most dramatic round of the year, and we all want to see that rematch. I want to see it. I want to see that again. I want to see it, and obviously, and I want my man to get the decision he should have got last time.
Speaking to Tyson, do you get the impression from him that this is the one he wants the most next?
Yes, I do. I think he wants. You know, well, both of them want it. You know, to be fair to Deontay Wilder, it's not something he's shying away from. You know, both the guys want the fight, and I'm quite sure that, you know, they all feel that they've seen chinks in each other's armour that they can exploit next time. But the fact of the matter is, it's going to be a great fight. It will be a great fight.
And the third party in this story is obviously Anthony Joshua, who's got this date booked on April the 13th. And the offers have come in for both Deontay and Tyson to have this fight as well. Have you heard from Tyson about his offer? Obviously, he's told you straight away.
Of course he did. I mean, the offer should have been made to me. I'm his promoter, contrary to what Hearne said about out the loop and whatever. We're his promoters. And his fights are on BT. That's the position. But, you know, maybe Hearne should start acting like an adult and come and sit round the table. Want to make a fight? It's really easy. Sit round the table like proper people do. All this, you know, trying to backdoor and so forth. There's no chinks in our armour. We're a united team, and we are working hard to make, obviously, the Wilder fight. But if they want to come up with something that we feel is a goer, then we will consider it. But at the moment, the offer that was made to Tyson was derisory. It wasn't 60-40. That's a lie.
So you think it's very much a case that all the big players here are going to have to get into a room at some point? Because
well,
there's three big
do you know
fighters.
what? There's only two big players at the moment, and they're the two guys who want to fight. That's Wilder and Tyson. Anthony Joshua's, he's in the slipstream. I mean, he must be sitting there at the moment saying, what happened to that $80 million that I turned down? Why did I turn that down? Now, what are my promoters going to do to make that up to me? It ain't happened. And now they're scrabbling around. Dillian Whyte, you look what he said. He's not going to fight for chump change. He said it's derisory, the offer that they made him. And allegedly, he's been in the States this week talking to PBS, so all can't be well there.
Well, yeah, didn't he say that he doesn't have a promoter now? So surely you're
there
expecting
you go.
a call from him.
Dylan, come and see us. We're promoters. We'd love to do a deal with you. We'd love to work with you. Why not? Why wouldn't we want to work with you? It makes a lot of sense. You know, you'll earn more money, that's for sure. You won't get a derisory offer.
And so you're open to offers for him. You think you can find the best fights for Dillian Whyte as well?
They're great fights there to be. He can be in the mix, can't he? With Tyson and with Wilder, they're all there to be done. It seems at the moment that poor old Anthony. I mean, is his fight going to go on the 13th of April? There's a big question mark about that at the moment.
And these books, you know, we've had these dates booked, and we hear about dates before fights and channels and things like that. A lot of this it's all politics, isn't it? And that's why you think it's got to be in the room.
It's pathetic. It's pathetic. You know, you want to do a deal. Look, your lot, our lot, BT done a deal with Sky to share content. Now, boxing, we're talking about boxing, it's a big purse, but the content they're sharing is billions. Much more money. So if they can do it, then they should grab the bull by the horns. We're willing to sit down with anyone, but they need to, that Sky or Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua, the guy at the end of the day, is the guy who's getting in the ring, he should be saying to his team, let's get in there and do it. And I'm going to say this against myself here. So put it on both channels. Put it on BT and put it on Sky. BT subscribers get it, Sky subscribers get it, more money for the boxers. That's a no-brainer, that one, isn't it? It's not like we don't bring anything to the table. It's not like we've got a begging bowl here. We've got a TV business. We've got a TV company. And more importantly, we've got the man. We've got the #1 heavyweight in the world. He sits with us.
It would be unprecedented as well, wouldn't it? Mr. Sky versus Mr. BT, two big channels coming together or working together.
It's for the benefit of boxing and benefit of the fans. And financially, it's to the benefit of the boxers. It's not about Hearne. It's not about me. It's about the boxers generating the most income and delivering the fights that the fans want. But even then, bringing them both together, it still doesn't generate as much money as the rematch because of the American pay-per-view.
So away from the heavyweights, it's kind of a similar Sky, BT, Matchroom, Frank Warren issue. The Amir Khan fight. So Amir Khan is now fighting in the States under Matchroom USA, but won't necessarily be on Sky, which means you'll have to explain how some of this works.
Bob Arum bought him out. Bob Arum's paid the money. He said, I want to promote the fight. I want to sell it where I want to sell it. And that's where it's at. Might wind up on Sky, might wind up on BT, might go elsewhere. Who knows? But Bob Arum has the rights for it. That's what he paid for. Because they couldn't deliver to Kell Brook's Amir Khan. If the fight at the moment has not got a home on British TV, of course BT are interested. Of course we're interested in delivering it. I met with Bob this week, so we're having discussions and we'll see where it goes.
Perfect. And Khan, obviously one of the biggest names in British boxing, really. It is Fury, Joshua and Khan are kind of the three most famous guys out there at the moment, and good to see him back in the big fights, isn't it?
Well, he's in a tough fight and he's in a big fight, and you left the name out there, Josh Warrington.
Yeah.
Josh Warrington, I think Josh Warrington is a winning fighter.
Yeah.
You know, he's not been banged over or anything. He's a winning fighter.
I was going to move on to Josh because obviously that was the last card. We had that brilliant fight, December 22nd in Manchester. Like brilliant night of British boxing, and Josh Warrington, Fighter of the Year. Maybe it's only the fact that it was on December 22nd that he probably wasn't nominated for everything, right?
Well, it should have been, shouldn't it? I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, when I look at some of these nominations in Boxing News, I mean, how they put some of the fights in front of that. I've been doing it a lot. I've been promoting and been in boxing long before some of these kids were born and write these magazines. I don't know what they're watching some of the time. That was a classic encounter of top quality. And I'm telling you, one of the best fights, if not the best, domestic all-British fight that I've seen in a ring.
Josh Warrington as well, beating a world-class opponent in Carl Frampton, really cementing his place for all the doubters he has, and I'm sure he will still have. Any fight you can see Josh Warrington, any unification fight you can see him taking, he'll still be the underdog. But now he's proven far more than he proved in the Selby fight, hasn't he?
Well, he certainly has. And listen, I like him being an underdog. Let him be the underdog. Who cares? It's the results that count. You know, I met with Carl yesterday. We had quite a lengthy chat, and you know, he was saying it's the toughest fight he's ever had. He actually said that it's the toughest fight, and he said he's a much better fighter than Santa Cruz.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time I've seen Carl sort of beaten up, really, wasn't it? Those first two rounds were brutal.
I mean, they were. They stood toe to toe, the guys, didn't they? And I think that was, you know, that was where he got his tactics right. Josh and his dad Sean, who's a fabulous trainer, they got it right.
And have you spoken to Josh about the next fight? Because obviously the mandatory orders come in for Kid Galahad.
Purse bids are next week.
Yeah, and so where do you think Josh is sitting in terms of, is he going to take that, or is he going to vacate and then take the...
We're going to make our mind up in the next few days in what direction we're going.
And so we can expect an announcement fairly soon?
Yes, definitely.
How soon, Frank?
Next week.
Next week?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll hold you to that.
You can hold me to it. 100% there'll be one.
And Carl Frampton, you spoke to him as well.
Yeah.
A lot of the speculation after the fight was that that was Carl's last fight. What kind of space is he in mentally?
Well, he's disappointed he lost the fight. You know, you can understand that. He was coming, you know, he was, since he's been with us, he's had put on some tremendous fights in tremendous atmospheres, you know, fans and coming out supporting him in Belfast. You know, he's been thinking about it. I think he wants to have another fight, and we discussed that. And as I said, if you want to retire, I'll support you. If you want to fight on, I'll support you. Whatever he wants to do. He's a great bloke, like Josh. They're fantastic guys. So whatever he wants to do, we will be behind him.
So he's still not 100%. He's still umming and ahhing.
No, he's not umming and ahhing. I think he wants to fight on.
And any sort of names? Because he said he only wants big fights from now on. So there must be a couple of names on the horizon.
At the moment, no, because it was a matter of just deciding what he wanted to do.
I told you I was pressing you for a time on Josh. When do you think we're going to know about Carl?
Probably next week.
Probably next week?
Yeah, this is all gonna happen very quickly. Yeah.
All right, next week. I'm
next
coming
week.
back
You're
for
coming
another
back,
update.
Be here or be square.
We'll have a Fury Wilder Frampton Warrington update.
Hopefully we can announce the whole shebang. Fingers crossed.
And maybe a Dillian Whyte update.
Well, who knows? That's the ball's in his court. But if he's looking for a home, we've got a route to put him under. Don't worry about that.
Perfect. Cheers, Frank.
Cheers, Nelson. Bye.